guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Veronica, and today we're going to be doing a little hair and makeup look. However, this is a sit down chit chat video and I just finished crying. Okay, so if you want the tea on my life, how I was raised, what I've been doing, how I feel like I'm so lost in my 30s, grab a tea, grab a snack, grab some things, because I'm telling you right now, or you can listen to me in the background because I talked through this whole entire thing. Please do that. I can use it. So yeah, leave me in the background or listen to my story, but I talk about my childhood going into my 20s and now in my 30s and how I'm feeling today, and it's not that great. So if you guys want to sit and chat and listen with me and, you know, catch a vibe, catch a feel, do all the things, you know, your girl is here. Catch a feel, that's kind of crazy. But yeah, let's get into this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you subscribe and let's get to the talk. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Veronica, and today I'm coming at you guys with a 5-minute makeup routine, my everyday makeup look, literally right here. This is all the things I've been using as of late. And I'm also going to straighten my hair. I got this little guy from Wavy Talk on the TikTok shop, and it is pretty good. But I also do have my straight iron too. I did blow it out a little bit. So yeah, we're just gonna get right into the video. So I don't know if my channel is gonna do well with sit down videos and stuff like that, but I wanted to give it a go. I wanted to give it a try. So we're gonna do the Ultra Face Cream by Kiehl's as a base layer before I go ahead and put some product in my hair. I'm gonna put a little bit of oil. I like to take a, like, I don't know, not even a quarter amount, like a nickel amount of moisturizer or face moisturizer of any sort, and just apply it on my face before I go ahead and do my little makeup routine. I don't know, I've been doing this makeup routine for several weeks now. I love a very, very simple, basic routine, and that's just what it be. That's just what it do. I'm gonna end up using the Starfruit Superfruit Star Lightweight Oiling Styling Oil or Serum from Amika, or Amika, or whatever, call it Amika, and just do that. So I just wanna get a really good coat in my hair. I really like this product actually, and I also really like the Kiehl's. I was introduced to them recently, and the Ultra Facial Cream really is great for hydration, and it keeps your face a little tacky, so like your makeup stays on all day. It's kind of like a minimal primer but moisturizer. And then the Superfruit Star Lightweight Hairstyling Oil Serum, whatever, it's really good. So if you need it, these are the things. They're huge investments, but I feel like over time you get your money's worth, you know what I mean? Anywho, this is yeah, I know. I'm just going right in. I am just literally going to do a little bit of my hair and put it up. I was gonna do some videos today, but I don't know if I'm gonna do one or two after this. I just kind of feel a little blah as of late. I'm officially in my 30s, girl. I am in my 30s and I'm rocking it out. I'm 32 years old. I turn 33 this year, and your girl is really feeling it, okay? I think I'm coming into a place of thinking I knew what I was gonna want already, and I don't know anything. I feel lost a little bit in my 30s right now, and it's kind of like you're gonna figure it out along the way and stuff like that. And you know, I'm plastering my information on the internet, and I'm not really like a huge creator yet, okay? And I just feel like, girl, like what are you doing? Like I feel so lost. Like at this point in my life, I thought I'd be in a corporate setting, doing the things that like bring me joy, right? But I feel like because my trajectory in life has been so delayed due to being a representation of low income, it has shown through and through and through. And so it just comes with, I guess, the territory. So ever since I was little, I literally like have not ever had true definition of confidence or true leaders or true people I looked up to, because it was just not necessarily something that was just easy to have, I guess. Ever since I was young, I feel like it can start from any part of my life. But I was always a big girl. I was always so big. I grew up fat. I only knew what it was like to be fat. And I feel like I was always treated a specific way or very differently. And then being an inner city kid in a small town where everyone kind of knew each other but didn't. It's kind of like an urbanized city in the middle. Kind of really set the tone for how I grew up. Like, you know, I had people that were cool with me but didn't really love me, like as a friend. I found friendships really difficult, but that plays a lot into being a fat kid growing up, and that plays a lot into your confidence and finding your identity and really illustrating like who you are in the world. And in high school, like going into high school and stuff like that, I had a lot of insecurities around that because no one really treated me like the cool kid. Although my friends were cool and I sat with them and things like that, I was just the quiet one, and people either really liked me or really hated me, and that was just to their own point of view, because either I was very honest or didn't understand how honest I was, or people just talk shit about me. And that was okay too, because like, I don't know, like I'm in the corner minding my business and you're making rumors about me for what? People either like you or they hate you. But I kind of feel like I was very much so just the type of person that like was oblivious to it. I didn't realize like people didn't like me because of specific things. Like no one actually came up to me and told me like, oh, I don't like you because of this. No one was really problematic with me growing up. And I just, I don't know. People always said like, oh, Veronica thinks she's better than everyone. But I'm like, where are you getting that from? Like, it's not like something I'm saying out of my mouth like, oh, I'm better than you. I've never said that before. And it was just weird. I don't know. It was a very weird time growing up, being around people, like not having a lot and still being hated. It was so crazy because like my mom would move around a lot and like life would just be lifing and we'd get through it. And I didn't have a lot of things. I mean, being a plus size kid in the early 2000s, alone was hard because like there was barely any clothes that fit plus size people. So it's not like I had this style or whiz or riz, you know what I'm saying, or anything like that. It was just what it was, and it just kind of felt like lifed, and that was it. That's all I knew was low income, food stamps, getting it together. You know what I mean? Like that's all I fucking knew. And I feel like for me personally, I don't want to cry about it because like that's not what we're here for. But like when you're an inner city kid going up with the difficulties of being raised by parents who also never really had it, right? Or never really saw it, had kids at young ages, and was, you know, an immigrant. Was my dad an immigrant? I don't know. He got his green card, so I guess so. And he, you know, my dad's from Jamaica. My mom's from, you know, Brooklyn, but also like my grandparents are from Puerto Rico. So it was just kind of like, what's going on here? I don't know, TMI. It just was different growing up, and it wasn't really fun. I couldn't wait to be an adult. I couldn't wait to get out of that mindset of like not having, not being able to afford, not being able to do things and be a specific way. And so, I don't want to cry on here, but it was hard. It was hard growing up. It was hard, really, really hard. And I think that a lot of people don't talk about those things because like they are who they are now, but I'm forever grateful for the opportunity to have experienced that, because I wouldn't be who I am today without it. And now that I'm trying to like figure out my life, figure out who I am now that I'm in my 30s, it has been quite interesting because all throughout my 20s, I was trying to figure out who I was. I left home, was homeless. I was living at my dad's house for a little bit, living at friend's house for a little bit. Like this was all happening right before I hit 20 or 21 or some shit like that. Like I just couldn't believe it. Like, why was I going through that? Like, you know what I mean? And I fell short in a lot of ways because I feel like I was always delayed, like nothing was working for me. I ended up going to college about when I was 22. I got accepted into a program in Boston. Gosh, it's just so much. But anyway, fast forward into my early 20s, I wanted to go to college. Like, I wanted to be a scholar. Like, I wanted to do good for myself because I wanted opportunity. I wanted growth, and I wanted those things so badly. And it wasn't because necessarily our family didn't have it or no one had it or nobody wanted it. It was just because I wanted to set myself up for success. I wanted to get out of the hood. You know what I mean? And that was going to be my mission. Like, I can't do this anymore. And so I ended up saving a lot of money. I think about $10,000, and I moved to Boston after getting accepted to a 4-year college, essentially. And what was kind of different about this situation was because it was going to be the first time I had roommates. It was going to be the first time that I was living with people who were already successful, already had college paid off and things like that. And I was feeling so behind in life. I had to wait until I was 23 to get into college because I needed a subsidized loan to go. Because my parents couldn't afford it. They couldn't co-sign it. They didn't have the credit. And it just was hard. And in that process, it was so discouraging because like my family wasn't supporting me leaving. Like, no one was really proud that I was like getting out, you know what I mean? And maybe they were, maybe they weren't, but no one really expressed that to me. Only my older cousin and my sister went to my graduation. It was intense. Like, it was like whatever. Like, I don't feel like anyone really cared about it. And that's just me, you know, saying how I feel from my point of view. And so I really tried so much to just like stay focused and stay very clear about my goals and my vision, because I ended up going to school for fashion business, and I just knew I wanted to elevate in that type of career. Just educate myself more and be pretty much more aware of like what I was doing, because I had no idea. Like, I was a plus size girl in a inner city area who had ambitions and wanted to be in the fashion industry, but didn't know how to get there. Couldn't do it. Like, I even remember a time too, like I was trying to get into the Fashion Institute in New York City, and even my friends were trying to co-sign for me at the time, and maybe they were like my bestest friends at the time, which is like kind of like two and two to say, like, you know what I mean? They were like trying to co-sign me, but I was just like not getting accepted, and I wasn't able to go to New York City. Like, it just wasn't in my storyline. And maybe in the future it is, but like it just hasn't been. And like having to hustle my way, work full time and go to college. And you know, finally being so proud of myself that I get to go to college, that I don't have to pay out of pocket expenses immediately. I didn't have no help. Best advisor that made things work out for me, got everything done for me, and like on their end, no complications whatsoever. It was like a smooth sailing to get my degree, my bachelor's degree in fashion. And throughout that time, like, I'm like, I don't even know how I'm gonna pay this back. I still don't know how I'm gonna pay it back. It's been deferred ever since I moved back home during COVID. And I just like, I don't know. I literally just like didn't know what to do. But anyway, I graduated college, and then a couple months after that, I ended up moving back home. I did live by myself for quite some time, and then I moved back home. I didn't like that experience that I was having, because I was getting sick all the time, and then the job that I had, it just wasn't really sufficient, or it wasn't really effective for the lifestyle that I was trying to create. So I had to reset. I was in a pickle. But lo and behold, 3 months later after I moved home, COVID happened. And thank God I moved back home. I think everything wasn't working out for a reason at the time, and it allowed me to go back home for safety, security, and to be with my family as COVID transitioned. You know what I mean? So after all that, I moved back home. She's smack dab right back in the hood, girl. Or, you know, whatever, in my circumstance. And I lived with my dad for a little bit, and then I moved into my grandparents' basement. I was there for quite some time, and I honestly was so defeated because, like, the last thing I wanted to be was in somebody's fucking basement. The last thing I wanted to be was depressed. The last thing I wanted to be was so unhappy and going through the motions of, like, unfairness and feeling like, fuck. Like, I was so high, I was doing it, you know, I got my degree, all the things, and now I don't get shit. All this hard work for what, you know? And like, all I could think about, well, this is as good as it's gonna get, y'all, so whatever, it's chilling. But all I could think about at the time was like, wow, like, this truly sucks. I lived in my grandparents' basement for like a year, I believe, a little over a year. And I was plotting so hard. I knew that I needed to get out of there. I knew I needed I needed an effective lifestyle. I know I needed consistency. I knew I needed to grow the fuck up. That's what I knew I needed, girl. And so I feel like I did. Before we get into it, the next chapter of my life, these are the products that I will be using to create a basic ass face. I only use a couple of products, y'all. Sometimes I use a pencil, like an eyebrow pencil, but I do my brows, so we good. We're just gonna keep it very cutesy, very demure-y. The first thing I like to use is my Ilia face complexion stick. Oopsie, I must have did too much at some point, but this is in the color 18N, and it's called Hawthorne. And I think this is a really great color for me. Everyone compliments when I wear it. I'm also going to be using the LYS No Limits Harmony bronzer. It's a very, very beautiful contour stick. I love LYS so much, like, such a beautiful brand. And then we also do have the Rare Beauty mascara. I've honestly just been chowing this down. Like, I'm just trying to get rid of it because I have so many others. So, you know, your girl's doing the thing. And then I have a brow gel for the brows just to give it some texture and color so my face is even. We do have the Milk Cooling Jelly Tint. Actually really do like this. It doesn't go on as dark as it looks, and this is in the color Splash, which is really, really nice, and I'm excited about that. And then, of course, a YSL Lippy. This is in the color 05, and this is part of the Love Shine Candy Glaze collection. I love these. I have 3 of them. One of them melted in the car, so I might have 2 left. I don't know where they are though, but they go on good. So we're gonna do a little beat for the face, and then I just literally use a beauty blender. This is kind of, listen, don't judge me, judge your mother, okay? It's kind of ditzy, it's kind of gross, but like, we're gonna do it anyway, you know what I'm saying? So let's get into it. So for an easy makeup look, we started with this because I already put that lotion on, the Kiehl's face cream on, whatever, moisturizer, so we're good to go. So where do we end off? Living in my grandparents' house, I think. So living in my grandparents' house was rough, girl. Obviously they had rules, they had things like that, but every day I would go for walks. Every day I set myself up for a routine. I was eating a little bit better, and I lost about 25 pounds, give or take, because I was getting that shit back right after. And it's kind of giving skin. And that's what happened. That's literally what happened. And I did that. I saved the money because I was getting paid from unemployment. I paid off my car with that. And then I also, what'd I do? I did some other things. I even launched a little brand, a clothing brand that I just stopped recently in the last year, I think. I just didn't want to deal with it anymore because my life started getting a little bit more ongoing. I couldn't catch my pace at the beginning because like I started with the job with insurance company, which I thought was pretty cool. And I did that for a little bit. And then I ended up getting a brand collaboration deal with a company who wanted me to be their social media manager. So I did that for about a year. And then after that, I didn't know what the fuck I was gonna do because they didn't want to move on with the project. And so I ended up crying a lot because they didn't want to pursue it for the new year, and trying to figure out like what was next for me. I had no idea what the hell was gonna be next for me. I'm like, okay, I made it to this, I've done this, like, let's go. I had no connections, no nothing. And I just had no idea what to do. So they gave me a servants. They paid me out basically. I forgot the word. And they were like, we're so sorry, but like, thank you so much for partnering with us on this journey, whatever. And I was just like, okay. So that was cool. So after doing like all of that and really just like setting the tone for like what I wanted to do, I just knew it had to be like fashion or beauty. I knew that it had to, you know, be something. And I just didn't know how to navigate it. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I just didn't. So I ended up getting a little job at this company for email marketing. I fucking hated it so much. They were fucking awful. Curse them. Like, they were so fucking, like, I swear to God. Like, they thought I was the greatest thing on fucking, like, they thought I was the greatest thing since fucking, what is it? Sliced bread? And then, like, they hired someone else who could do graphic designing, which, because that wasn't my thing. I just did email marketing. And all of a sudden, I wasn't shit. And I'm like, all y'all motherfuckers just be, ugh, so gross. So gross. And they, like, kept me and tried to conform me into a box. Like, bitch, I'm too creative for that shit. I lasted for a couple months, but I just, like, I was miserable. I was so fucking miserable. I was so miserable. And then I just, like, one day I just had enough and I just fucking left. I was like, you know what, fuck this. Like, you guys are fucking weird. Everyone's fucking weird here. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do, girl. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do. A couple weeks later, I ended up getting a job at, like, Xfinity for, like, a couple months. And then I got a job in September of 2022 doing what I do now, which is the beauty industry. So that's pretty cool. So that was fun. A little fun journey that I ended up having. This is the LYS stick for the bronzer in Courage. No, Harmony, excuse me. They do have one called Courage. But I just didn't know what else to do. So an opportunity came up. I didn't think anything of it. And I was just like, you know what? Like, let me just give it a try. And I ended up getting the job, and I've been there for 2.5 years, and I really love my fucking job. They're so inclusive. They have so much dynamic. I've had some trouble like adjusting it to it at first with a smaller team. And then when I got into, and this is retail, by the way. And when I got into doing the other things, it just kind of flowed. Everything just started flowing, and I ended up getting a bigger location, and it just worked. It literally just worked. So cool. I've been doing that for a little bit, and I had some rough time because there's a lot of ego. There's a lot of things that you want to do and you want to accomplish, and not everybody be with you. You know what I'm saying? So not everyone's gonna like you. Not everyone's gonna like how honest you are. I'm a very honest person. I'm an INFJ, and I have boundaries. And if you do something that pisses me off, I have to tell you. Like, I'm just very straightforward. And unfortunately, that's why I feel like social media, oh my gosh, I gotta be careful. So anyway, that was life. You see that contour, baby? Snatched. So that's been life lately. And I've been doing what I've been doing for the last 2.5 years. Or just about 2.5 years, I could say. And I've been doing okay. I'm very blessed. I accomplished so many great things in my journey at where I'm currently at. And I just want to keep growing, and I want to do more. And I really do want that for myself, because I feel like, it doesn't end in just retail. Like you could do retail marketing, retail merchandising, retail, whatever, on such a bigger scale. And that's like kind of where I want to go. Per se, social media takes a long time for me to blow up. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like we got this here. And, you know, I'm very much so happy that I got to a place of honesty with myself, because I know I had to change. I know I had to refocus. I know I had to do what was best for myself in regards to my career path and growing the fuck up. Being an INFJ is pretty hard. I hear a lot of things about these creatures, and being one is not fun. In the workplace, I think I'm something else. I forget what it's called, but look, it's kind of peeling because I don't clean it. Don't judge me. Judge your mother. I haven't really grown elsewhere. I've taken all the feedback and I've grown in other places, such as my attitude, my delivery, being more compassionate, and things like that. And it's just been very structural as far as just elevating in that sense, and just being a little bit more better with how I treat people and how people treat me and how we talk to each other and stuff like that. And I feel like I've grown tremendously in that area, and I'm very proud of myself, because like I don't have to spaz to get my point. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to have to, like, especially with like family and stuff like that. Like it's so ghetto, girl. Like I can't even. So it just makes me like not feel like I'm being my best self when I am stressed. And you know, being a plus size girl in the industry is not easy either. Like being big all your life and trying to find your rhythm is not easy, because people still treat you differently no matter what you look like or what you do, no matter how pretty you are, no matter what. Like they still treat you differently, you know what I'm saying? And not everybody want to see you succeed. Everyone think you're gonna fail, you know what I'm saying? Like people want to test you to the test of time because they're fucking evil, and that's just what it is. Like not everyone's down for you, unfortunately, and that's just how it be. So unfortunately, I had to learn a lot of things about myself in the last years. However, I'm very grateful for all those experiences, because they are leading me to who I am today, with kindness and grace and flexibility to be open to what people have to say, and, you know, getting feedback and being a better person and all the above. And it's been a journey. It has been quite a journey. And now that I am 32, turning 33, I feel like I don't know myself. I feel a little scattered. I feel like I just want to be doing something great. Like I love social media. I want to do social media. I want to share my life. I want to expand my life. I want to do all those things. But like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard. And I want to be like so vulnerable and honest about how I truly feel about specific things. But at the end of the day, that's not where the check is at. The check is at keeping your mouth shut. Being very demure, okay? I'm just putting this on. That's where the check is at, being demure on social media. And, you know, I've been on a challenge with myself to post consecutively for 2 months. With like Instagram, because I really would like to grow my Instagram and get out of the 6,000 followers I've been in for the last 2 years. But that's just hard too. Like everything is hard. Nothing is fucking easy. Like for some people it's so easy, and I don't understand like why for my journey it has been so hard. I don't understand. And it's like I'm so frustrated with it. And it's like I can tell you all the things that I've learned and all the things that have come from my experiences, but that doesn't alleviate how I feel right now. And I know that like I cannot be so hard on myself, because it doesn't make sense to be hard on myself like at all. Like it just doesn't. But I feel so delayed. I feel like my life has changed tremendously, so much in such a positive way, in such a positive light, and I'm so grateful for it. But I don't feel like I am where I want to be. And that's been like the hardest challenge with life in general, like not being where you want to be. It feels almost like a crime, because I thought by now like I'd be married and have kids and I'd like buy a house, which is totally new to me because people in my family like haven't bought houses, and if they have, like they've sold, you know what I mean? Like it's just like that's not the norm. Like people in my family aren't married. People in my family don't really necessarily know how to communicate with each other. People in my family Like, it's just really fucking difficult, very gossipy, very annoying sometimes. And I love them so much, but like, I keep them at a distance because I'm just like, girl, like, you're bugging. Like, we're not doing that. And they're so judgy. My family is so fucking judgy. Like, anything that I do or I post this, like, they're judgy. And I don't like it. And I don't care if like strangers are judgy, or I don't care like if you like, you know, that's an aspect of like whatever, like social media. Okay, cool. Like, we good. But it's like, when my family is judgy based off the things that I'm doing, based off of posting and like being fucking fake as fuck, that shit, like, yo, I be wanting a box, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's not a part of my journey, you know? Because like, you guys should treat me the same way regardless of what you see me posting on social media. Like, I'm doing this for me, and I'm doing it because I've always wanted it. I always wanted it. And like, when I was younger, I wanted to be a singer, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so good at, I think I'm good at songwriting and stuff like that. And I feel like I have such a true passion for it. And I have such a dynamic of creating melodies and really, really notating like what music can sound like with the instrumental. And I feel like to my disadvantage, I wasn't taken seriously because I was fucking fat. You know what I'm saying? All my life. And so now I'm in this period of like, who am I? Because I haven't really followed my childhood dreams, or I haven't really became the singer I always wanted to be, or the songwriter I've always wanted to be. I haven't really had the opportunity to really focus in and hone in on the things that I always wanted to do. However, like, that's just how fucking life is. Like, it's not always gonna be fucking pretty. It isn't. And unfortunately, for me, that did happen, you know? I thought I was gonna be a star, honey, a star. A fucking star. And I feel it in my gut that I will be. But like, in my 30s, like, what kind of fucking contract did I sign? Like, why are we waiting so long? And I thought at this point in my life, like, I would be totally like in another league, you know, like what I was saying, like being in the corporate ladder and being in the fashion industry, taken seriously as a creator and like doing all the things that I wanted to do. But like, nothing's happened. Nothing. I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. I don't have a boyfriend. First of all, very, very single. Dating, honestly, I said bye to that. I can't put myself in these situations where it just makes me so miserable, to be honest. Like, I can't. And I had to hone in on my self-reflection and responsibility. How dare I say men have been a focal point of my life. Oh my gosh, stop. It makes me sick. And I've been through some things. And I don't want to go through that shit again. I don't. Like, I don't. I don't even want to talk about it. But I don't. And I feel like for me now, in the kind of vibe or era that I'm in, it's giving red. It's cute though. In the vibe and the era that I'm in, it's kind of giving like, girl, like, maybe you're not missing out on too much, because there's so many people right now with kids. There's so many people right now with whatever they got, and they're fucking miserable. And I'm not saying everybody's miserable with kids. Oh my God, I almost was about to burn myself. Yeah, I'm not saying everybody's miserable with kids, or like, if that's the case, like, bada bing, bada boom. What I'm saying is that people made so many life choices at such young ages when they didn't know who they were. And I am lucky enough to say that I still have time to figure that out. Because I do want to get married. I do want kids. I don't know if that's gonna happen now, being in my 30s, but like, I do want those things for myself. I do want someone who's loving and caring and kind and puts me on the forefront of their thoughts. Like, I do want that. And I know that I am capable of being a really good wife, a really good person, a really good everything. And they're gonna love all the things that I do, whether that's my fitness journey, being a mother to my cats, my future children. You know, they're gonna be supporting, supplying, and doing the damn thing. And whether I do social media or not, for the remainder of whatever, they're gonna be that person, you know? Like, they're just, I'm gonna know when I meet them. I'm gonna know. So, I don't know. All this to say, I don't know who I am right now. I don't know what I'm doing. The phase of my life seems so unreal. And I'm turning 33 this year, and I'm just like, girl, what are some things that you can control? What are some things that you can manage? And one thing that I've decided to do was to eliminate the weight. The weight is being eliminated, and I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. Like right now, I am on a weight loss journey. I started in December with Vbrown, and I'm making it a full commitment, y'all. I talked to like my neurologist and stuff like that, and they were like, oh, like you have to lose like half of your body, BMI, blah, 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 blah. That's just, excuse me. But that's just because I have a brain disease. So I live with a brain disease that I found out in the year of COVID, 2020. So in 2020, I found out I have a brain disease called Chiari malformation. And I've been living with that probably all my life and had no idea. It just started to bother me in 2018, 2019. And I had no idea what it was, but they said I had something. And that was that. And now I'm kind of like navigating that. Oh no, it's kind of bumpy there. And now I'm kind of navigating it and figuring out who I am at this point. Because I feel like, girl, there's no, at this, like, you got to take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to take care of yourself. This shit is not a joke anymore. Like, life is lifing right before you, all because it just did. Like, life just lifed. So I'm at a point in my life where I'm just like, okay, time to take care of things. So I started Vbrown in December of 2024. And as of today, I am 25 pounds down. So cool. I know. So basically, roughly every month, I lose about 10 pounds right now. That could give or take, though. That could literally give or take. That can change. And I just want to stay consistent and listen to my eating habits and stuff like that and just pay attention. So that's what I've been navigating. The things that I can control that are controllable: going to the gym 2 to 3 times a week, making sure that I'm keeping myself a priority, as well as considering my wellness, my eating habits, you know, prepping, or even if I do eat out, being very mindful of what I'm eating out, like breakfast at Dunkin' and stuff like that, like not having the donut, just having my egg sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Having my coffee, but maybe 1 caramel, maybe no caramel that day. You know, being very mindful, because sometimes I do have can I just have a little extra caramel, please? Can I just have 2 pumps? And I've been revising those things, you know what I mean? So I feel like at the end of the day, no matter what I do or who I am or what I become, like that's just what it is. It is what it is, you know? So yeah, that's my controllable. And I can't control who I date or what that looks like. However, I can put the effort in. I just, right now, I don't want to. So that's kind of like where I'm at as far as that goes. I'm just trying to discover like who I am in my 30s and kind of catch a pattern or a vibe of who I am right now, because I really feel like she's coming. She pulling up, you know what I'm saying? She is pulling up. We just got to go find her. We got to go see her. Look at this again. Oh my gosh, I can't do it, y'all. So yeah, those are like my main focuses right now, like losing weight. Losing the weight, no matter how it's done, just lose it, girl. Because that's a controllable that you can do to feel better about yourself. And not to say like being fat has always been something that has like, oh my God, you know what? It's gonna have to stay like that. Not to say like being fat has always been something that has been negative for me, but it has been a challenge. It's always been a challenge, like growing up and like what people say and people talking about the latest diet and da 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 da. And like I lost so much weight before, you know what I'm saying? Like I lost a lot of weight. However, like girl, I gained that shit right back, times double. And now I'm combating that. So I'm just like, you know, maybe it's just not about the weight journey. Maybe it's about who you're hanging out with. Maybe it's about the people you're supplying your energy to. Maybe it's about revising, televising, you know, changing your habits overall. And that's what I did. I committed to that. I dropped so many people. And it's not out of hatred or like who they were or jealousy or hate. I just needed a fucking change. I needed to change so bad for myself. And now I'm finally at a point where I'm just like, okay, Veronica, like you can do this. and it's okay. And along the way, you're gonna meet new people, you're gonna meet better people, people who have boundaries and limits and understand themselves and patterns and take accountability. And although I'm still kind of navigating that, there are some people that have come across in those friendships and in my friendships now that have that, and then some of them are working on it. And I don't judge them for it because it is what it is. So yeah, that's life. That's life right now. And again, the controllable is do me, live life by me, and kind of just like be more free, be more out there. Like this year, I would love to travel a little bit more. I would love to meet more people, be more friends with different types of people. I would also really like to just like be smarter, like educate myself in something really cool. I think I would love that too. Or even like just, I don't know, like being more thoughtful, being more something. I don't know. I just want to do that. Learning Spanish would be cool too. I'm Puerto Rican. I don't really know it. I understand most of it, but I can't respond it most of the time. It's very, very broken, very, very minimal. I would also love to see my grandparents and go to Puerto Rico. I haven't seen them in over a year since they moved, and I just feel like I should go do that. I do have plans to go on a cruise this year. However, that sounds so fucking terrifying, so I hope I make it through. And yeah, elevate, more elevation, just get better at being me, get better at doing the things that I love, really be more consistent on YouTube, and just like being good at something. And I think that's what I want to do. I think that's who Veronica sees herself as right now, and I don't know what that's gonna look like in the next year. I really don't, but I do know that I need to give myself grace, because not every journey is perfect, and not every journey is going to be the same or remain the same. Yo, that's bothering me so bad. Not everyone is going to have like the best time doing it, but I want it to make it the best time. I want it to feel good at some capacity, because I just know that I deserve it. I know that I deserve good things, and that I can make it on this shit. I can, and I will, and I'm not gonna give up despite my age, and despite that it feels like it's forever and that I'm behind in life. I'm not gonna give up, because why should I? Because I don't see the result immediately, because I'm impatient? No, like I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully my makeup's blended. It looks pretty decent, I'm not gonna lie. Got a little crease in the eye, but like nothing too crazy, and it feels pretty. So yeah, that is my life right now. Growing in my 30s, figuring out my 30s, looking at my childhood, analyzing what I can do differently, how I can change, how I can be a better person overall. I think that's what I'm really, really focused on. And just like elevate, be more consistent, gym, eat better, you know, continue taking the Zepbound, lose the weight, and just like fuck it. Like I have nothing to lose. Like I've lost so much in the past, and I've lost myself in the past. This new and improved Veronica just has so much more to give, and so much more to see, and so much more to elevate on, that it shouldn't just stop me now because I feel like my growth or my whatever hasn't been unlocked yet. And maybe it has just now. Maybe right now, this moment, my future is unlocked because I am able to talk about it freely without feeling like I shouldn't, you know? Maybe it's just unlocked right now. But I really feel like I'm very thankful for the life that I'm living. I'm very thankful for the home that I've created. And although I'm single, not married, no boyfriend, no kids, no nothing, that doesn't mean like it's the end. It means like I'm just getting better and awesome and cool, and like I'm going after my dreams and goals. And it just didn't stop when I thought the world was stopping. It started because I kept going, you know? So yeah, this is a scatter. Hopefully this is not overwhelming and somebody watches it. But if not, that's okay too. I just know that this is something I'm gonna look back on and be like, wow, girl, you did it. You made it. And you're gonna be so proud of yourself. And I feel like right now it might be a little confusing. It might be a little delayed. It might feel delayed, but your purpose is so much greater than what you think, because I can feel it inside of me. It's so much bigger. Like the vision is so clear. Girl, the vision is so big. It's so big. I see my places in rooms that not even the people that dismiss me now is gonna be in. Oh God, I can't wait. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna be a hot commodity, hot topic. I tell you that much, bitch. And I can't wait. I can't wait to share that journey. So make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys hone in on it. Stick with me. It's gonna be good. A little 5-minute makeup routine turns into a whole 30-minute conversation, y'all. I love you guys so much. Thank you for those who listen. Thank you for those who just are following along the journey to see my success, because I know it's coming. It's just taking some time to get there. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching, and I'll check you guys out in the next one.